think the video's having issues. She's probably gonna have to start it over. We're live.
Are we
Got
good?
it? Okay.
All right, let's get started with the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The meeting is called to order. Roll call. Annie?
Here.
Michelle?
Here.
Brett?
Here.
Jason?
Here.
And Tim.
That phone's way better.
Yeah, it is.
The agenda.
Were there any additions or anything? There was a couple things that were on last meeting's minutes that we said we'll table that until the next meeting.
I noticed.
think they were on the agenda.
I noticed that as well.
And then rural water district 1. I did not put citywide spring cleanup because we've already got the dumpster.
Maybe I was thinking of that dock that is on.
There's a dock that's on.
Maybe that's what it was.
For the vehicles.
I withdraw. What's that?
Oh, the
I know we had talked about
insurance
taking
renewal.
the insurance.
And Diane will have that next meeting.
Okay, so we
Okay,
just
so
didn't
That
get
was
it.
what
Okay.
I was thinking.
That's it.
She was waiting
Why not?
on some information, so she will have that the next meeting.
I know I've been working with the guys on options for our vehicles, and I know I'll move to adopt the agenda as it stands.
I'll second it.
All right.
We moved too far, too fast.
Motion to adopt the agenda by Jason, seconded by Michelle. As written. Those in favor? Yep.
Yes.
That's
I didn't see any issues, so I'll move to approve the minutes of March 10th.
I'll second it.
Yeah, motion by Annie to approve the minutes of March 10th, seconded by Michelle. Any further questions or concerns? Those in favor? Brett? Motion carries. Appropriation ordinance.
Do we know what old Bob did for us?
It's in the packet that you have, or that you
Yeah.
signed.
It might
I
be
just-
better.
Wondering what the routine maintenance was. Is that
Um,
dredging out the ponds out there at the?
That
by
was
the
one,
water?
that was one of
That
the
was one
things.
of the,
I noticed that was done.
I mean, stump removal at the barrack,
Yeah.
and then there was a water repair by the weed house. The high service repair was the water leak. The lagoons was the routine maintenance.
Okay.
And then there was a leak at the bait house, and then a meter idler.
And is it just me or is the fuel from DRB Express, isn't that much higher than it normally is?
Well, we started submitting it payment twice a month. So there's a payment that was approved at the first meeting, which is on there. And then the second check is check number
Oh, you're talking about the first one?
44781.
There's one here of 1,400 and I thought I was used to seeing them around 500 or 600.
Yeah,
So
because
just-
that lower one is.
I mean, that was the one we got the 1st of March.
Okay.
And then he submitted one today for 466.89.
Then I move to approve appropriation ordinance 1529.
Second.
Motion by Tim to approve appropriation ordinance 1529 as written, seconded by Jason. Any further comments? It's a roll call vote. Annie?
Yes.
Michelle?
Yes.
Brett?
Yes.
Jason?
Yes.
And Tim?
Yes.
Okay, next up is public concerns. Anybody? Who wants to be first?
I'll go.
All right.
Do I don't normally come. Do I need to say my name, where I
It'd
live?
be nice if everybody knew who you were.
I'm
yes.
Debbie Keeley Hawkins. I live at 209 North Main here. Been at my house for 15 years. My concern is I want to know if you guys plan on hiring anybody for up front here, because it is not very conducive to us as a resident here that nobody is here from noon until 4:30. And the reason I say that is because, like the other day, well, a couple weeks ago or so, I had a water leak in my basement. And in order to get my water shut off, I call up here thinking somebody is here till 4:30, because I had no idea nobody was working from noon until 4:30. And nobody answered and nobody answered. So I thought, okay, well, maybe they're at lunch. So I wait a little while as I still have water spewing in my basement. No answer, no answer, no answer. So I finally call Mark at work, who then turns around and has to call Rodney, because we're going to have Rodney fix the water leak, who then had to turn around and get a hold of somebody here in town that knew somebody else's number to call them to get somebody to come and shut my water off so that I wouldn't have this water leak. So I get him over there. Whoever finally showed up and shut off my water. But by this time, it's in the middle of the afternoon. It's like 3:00. And so I finally get my water leak fixed. Well, then it's probably 4:00 by then. Well, then I don't know how to get a hold of the city or whoever to see about them coming and turning back on my water. So to me, we need somebody here until 4:30. You know, we pay for all our bills, our city bills and everything. To me, somebody should be sitting at that front desk for anybody that works until 3:30 in the afternoon. It used to be when I worked in town, I didn't get back in town till 4:00. So half the time, if I needed anything, pay any bills, whatever, if I paid them up here, I relied on somebody being here till 4:30. So do you guys plan on doing that? I loved Kelly. What happened to Kelly?
Kelly quit.
Is there any way of maybe seeing if she would come back to work? She was always so informative for me. She was always very helpful when I came in, whether it was about like dog licenses, adopting the dogs, the city bill, whatever. She always let me know what was going on. I don't know the reason why she quit.
Well, we
But
are advertising for a full-time clerk.
Are you?
And
Okay.
when we do get one, they will be here until 4.
Until 4:30 in the afternoon?
Until 4 minimum, until 4, maybe 4:30. The end time hasn't been decided yet, but there will be somebody here full-time.
Okay, because I don't want to have to go through that again.
And we also have an emergency number that somebody can call, but I don't think it's very advertised very well. It's on the website, but that's.
Well, yeah, and I don't go on the website.
I understand.
And I don't have an old phone book anymore. You know, not like you. can
Maybe
get
it's
that.
something we can put on our city bill, the phone number.
Yeah,
on the
that would
city
be
bill.
great,
That
because then
number
I
would
could
be
put it.
handy, because had you had that incident at 5:00 in the evening, you would have been in the very same boat.
Exactly, I
So,
understand that,
You're just
but,
fortunate that it happened during the daytime.
and I am, but I also understand, I'm thinking that, you know, we have a placard or whatever on the front door that would say somebody would be here in City Hall from this time to this time. I think that because I didn't know she had quit. I knew nothing about there not being anybody.
It is just the hours. There's no
I was
phone
gonna
number.
say, I thought there was
Yeah.
posted out there that.
But there used to
hours.
be a time, yeah, that would tell you the hours and that. But I didn't know she quit. So when I needed somebody, I had no idea of how to find out, how to go about finding what I needed help with. Because I normally just came up here. Like I just go to the post office, or I just go to the lumber yard, you know. I've been here for 15 years in this house, been in Eskridge since 2002. So I always got used to being able to just jump in my vehicle, run from Chris's house up here, run from my house up here. And to me, I mean, I think that the city, did anybody put anything out to us residents that nobody was going to be in this office?
We announced the
Because-
new hours.
Huh?
We did announce the new hours.
Where?
Your new hours are on your city bill.
Okay, because I know, yeah, I had to call Lisa and ask about that. That's a whole nother situation I'm not happy about. But Lisa kind of explained it to me, but I'm still wondering why we had to get this humongous loan that I never knew about. And now, what, we had this so-called bad winter in 21 or so that the city had to make a major loan for some gas or whatever to heat us. Why is it just now coming on our bills?
Oh,
Why did
it's
we?
a
It has
hazard.
been there for
It has
3
been.
years.
January?
It's been on the
It's been there
bills.
for 3 years.
Okay, my bill's never been 400 and some odd dollars. So for the last 3 winters, and I've had the same flipping furnace, and I keep it set at the same thing. I never change it. It's on 67, 68. I never change it. I have never in my lifetime in living in this city ever had a bill that was over $400. If I wasn't married to Mark, I would not be able to pay that bill. I'm on Social Security. My Social Security, I get it. It's gone. I got house payment. I got truck payment. I got insurance. I got all this. How come I was never informed that this was happening and that we would have to be paying this big whopping bill? So why was that not, if the council made that decision to take that loan, why was the residents in Eskridge and surrounding areas that are on the city bills not informed that this was being done and we would be having these huge, humongous city bills? Because it was a shock. I was thinking, oh my God, is my furnace going out? Do I need to replace my furnace? Do I need to replace all my windows that I have already done? What do I need to do to bring my bill back down to what I think the highest bill I ever had in the 15 years I've been living in that house was less than $200. And that's since the so-called last 3 years we've been paying on this loan that the city council opted to do. Why were we not informed of this huge $1 million loan for gas?
I'm not sure how to answer that question. That happened before I came on board. But I will say, like Lisa has said, that this has been on your city bill for several years
But
now.
my city bill has not been. I haven't changed my furnace. It's been
Well,
cold.
so
We've
the
had
price-
winters.
Maybe,
Well,
So
the
maybe
rates-
to
the
explain,
rates-
the price per unit of gas went up
Right.
during that period. So
The usage
We-
went up. The
we
rates
don't
went up.
control that. We have a broker that controls the price. We have
But
to
that
pay it.
still doesn't answer why nobody was informed of this.
Of the
As far as
loan.
Of the loan.
The loan, we discussed it meeting after meeting after meeting. It was in the minutes, it was broadcast. That was back when Dolly was mayor. I believe.
Yeah, it really wasn't a choice. We're not happy
So-
about it either.
Okay, but
So-
is anything trying to be done about it? How much you guys had to
It's
pay?
it's basically on a
what?
federal level. I mean, there's nothing we personally can do about it.
I mean,
don't know if KMGA can
the attorney
even do.
general went and filed suits,
Yeah.
for price gouging, et cetera,
Uh-huh.
with multiple states. And just in the last month, those were all dropped.
Are you kidding
No.
me?
No.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they just did it.
So we're just pretty much stuck.
For probably
Yes.
7 more years, we're gonna have to
Okay,
pay
yeah.
this gas
I'm
recovery
gonna
rate.
try
Because-
to figure out
okay.
an alternate thing of heating my house then, because there's just no way I can keep affording to pay that kind of a bill.
Well, and our
you
gas
know.
recovery rate is higher when we have delinquents that don't pay or gas meters that don't work. So
So you're saying any equipment that doesn't work and anybody that doesn't pay their bill on time, then the other people have to pay
Yep.
for it.
in
Well, that's
case, in
bullshit.
Casey,
I'm
agree.
sorry.
Kansas
I agree.
Corporation Commission regulates that. They tell us how much we can charge. We have to submit to them annually what we have billed, how much we have collected. And then
You know,
they
I
say-
never knew that. And I know there was times when I first got my house and that, and right after Jason passed and Danny moved, and I wasn't making very good money, which I never did, but still I was making less money than what I did at the end of my career, that I would have to say, hey, can I pay half this payday and half this, like the next payday, because I only got paid twice a month. So I was hindering people at that point. Nobody ever told me that because I would ask for that, because I would always pay the late fee, but
Well, and it's not customers as you, it's those that they stick the city with the bill, they move out of town, they don't pay us.
so when they do that, then
It-
the whole city's kind of just got to pay
Yes.
their bill.
It does. Exactly.
Wow, that's great. Okay, well, that was my question. I wanted to know if we was going to get somebody up front. I would love to have Kelly back. She was always good to me. And then I wanted to know about the big gas bill.
You can always, have us check it out. Make sure everything's working right at your place too.
I know I have an old furnace, but some people have told me they've got new furnaces and theirs is still high, even though, they've used more. But I've always wondered if I had a gas leak out at my gas meter. Because sometimes when I'm out in my backyard, to me, I can smell natural gas. I've always been able to smell natural gas. I know they say you can't, which is BS, because I've always had natural gas. I cannot cook up on an electric stove, so every stove I've ever had has been natural gas. Every heater I've ever had has been natural gas, and every hot water heater I've ever had has been natural gas. And I can smell natural gas. If I turn on my stove and it doesn't fire up, I can smell that gas.
That's because something is added to it so you can smell it.
Yeah, so I don't know if somebody could check my gas meter out back. It probably isn't, but I'd rather be safe than sorry.
Have you looked at last year's utility bill compared to the
Oh,
month you're
hell no,
referring
honey,
to?
I ain't got that. You think I keep that?
Well, I've
I
got every
I
gas. I personally have every gas bill I've had since I
Yeah.
lived in Eskridge, and I moved
I-
here in 1988.
I don't, because I don't want a bunch of paperwork lying around in a file cabinet.
And I will
that-
tell you, a few meetings ago, when someone else came in here and voiced concerns about their high utility bill, I had mentioned then at the city council meeting that mine was high too, and I was concerned because ours is never that high either. And
Well, and I've heard
our
that
house
from a
was
lot of
built
people
brand new in
town.
'96, so it should have some good.
Yeah, insulation
insulation.
or whatever.
But I went and checked the previous year's same time period, and we used 1 unit more this year than we did same time last year. And with the rate increase that went into effect, everything matched. So I'm happy with what I saw on mine. That doesn't mean other people aren't happy with theirs, but
Yeah,
Was
well,
the price
per
it's
unit
just
that
a matter
affected
of,
the
I know
price per
that,
unit, yeah.
I know there's a lot of people on
Do
social
you know what it
security.
was?
I know there's a lot of people that are low income
Right.
that live
Yeah,
out
like
in this
1051.
area. And I'm like,
And
The
there
next
is
bills are
state
going down to
assistance
$9.90.
available for folks in those categories too. So you can always check with Lisa and she can give you some phone numbers
okay,
and contacts.
which
if
they
you
probably
need
say
help.
I wasn't, being I'm married now, but it was just an exuberant amount
Well,
for my crappy house.
to be clear, the price of per unit of gas always goes up when we're using it.
Well, and
Because they
I
wanna make their
I
money,
understand
And
that.
it's like
I
eggs,
understand that.
we're getting
That
gouged
it's
a little
gonna
bit.
go up, and it usually does during
Yeah.
the winter time.
So it's actually
It's just
been
that
higher than it
it-
was.
my bill went up
Oh, I know.
probably triple of what it's ever been
I don't
in
think
my
I've
house.
heard a number that matched mine yet. So
Oh.
I'll trade with anybody else. if
Oh,
they want.
I don't think
well,
you
I
want
don't
trades.
have, well,
Not yours. You stay away from me.
nobody wants to
I only have a 2-bedroom house. I have like 700 and some odd square feet. It
Absolutely.
shouldn't cost me almost $500 a month to heat my house
Yeah.
in the middle of winter.
We do need to move on because we do have other public concerns, I
Yeah.
think, with this full house anyway.
Thank you, Debbie. Richard.
Terry, I've had people asking when the bait shop is going to be opening this spring and what the initial hours will be.
Julie.
It's April 1st,
And what days?
off on Wednesdays.
Excuse me?
Off on Wednesday
Okay,
and 7 to 5.
7 to 5 the other days.
okay, thank
That's
you.
Sunday and Monday or Saturday too.
Thank you.
And then it'll change on Memorial Day to where we're open from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Question on that.
9
I
p.m.
heard that you had soft ice cream at one time. Do you have it again? At the bait shop?
No, we haven't had
Because the freezer
soft ice cream since I've been there.
Okay.
We have ice cream in the freezer,
Okay.
but yeah, no
Julie,
soft
will
ice
you
cream.
still be closed on Wednesdays during the summer?
No,
You'll be
no,
7
we'll
days.
7 days a week. Yeah, after Memorial Day.
And the hours changed too, doesn't it?
Yeah, she
Yeah,
did
they
give
got
that.
6 to 9.
After you
Yeah, thank you.
I'm not on the agenda, so do I?
Not at this point. We'll put you on here later.
Okay.
Okay. Any more public concerns? Anybody else? Yes, sir.
My name is Gary Bruce and I live at 602 South Main. And we moved here last year, and my wife and I have been doing some remodeling. And we're at a point now where we need to start inside to do some work inside. And I wanted to ask the council, we also own at 401 to 407 Locust Street up here. And I want to ask the council if we would move a RV trailer, fifth wheel, whatever, up there. Can we start while we remodel?
And what's your remodeling time frame?
I knew you were going to ask me that, and it's very fluid because I'm going to get some help. And an older guy like myself, we can only do so fast. My wife has got some health concerns, and we have to stay out of the house until it gets rid of the odor. That's why we're going to go in with manufactured flooring instead of carpet, because carpet's got formaldehyde in it, and going to go with no VOC paint. So we wanted to start this spring and through the summer, and it would be nice to be in this fall, but I can't guarantee it. It depends on how it affects my wife's health.
Okay, I know in the past that we've allowed people 6 months to live in an RV while they're remodeling their home. And the only thing that we asked of those folks then, and we'll ask of you, is to keep us posted. If you need more time, to give us a notice that you're needing more time.
Okay. And so the answer is yes.
That is correct.
Okay. Got another question along the same line. The maintenance guy for the city, I talked to him about the sewer line, because there's been two houses up there on 401 and 407. At 407, the house, I guess they tore down and buried it in a hole there, or made a hole, buried it. But the sewer line, he didn't know exactly where it was, and he said that several years ago, or a year ago, or whenever it was, he had a company come in and scope all of the sewer lines and determine where all the taps were down the street. And we would like to tap into the sewer, but we don't know where it is. And I talked to him earlier, and he said he was going to request from the company that did the work to find out where that line was, where we could measure, and come within maybe a foot or two of where it actually is, so we can get hooked onto it for sure. And when would be a good time to get a hold of him?
I'm assuming it's Mike, so it should be any.
I'm sorry?
I don't know how long
I
it's
would
going to.
assume it also be
Any daytime hours.
Okay.
So you have a water meter there also?
Oh, yeah, we have.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We're on water, we're not hooked up to sewer. And,
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But we're gonna have to,
That was going to be my question.
Gotcha.
so
Yeah, just reach out to him again if you don't hear back
That's-
soon.
we'd find him down at the city shop.
Well, he's all over town, so you're not going to find him at any particular day, on any particular time, in
Okay,
any
so
particular
and he's the
spot.
one that
So,
drives a white truck, right?
well, they all,
There's three. They're all in white trucks.
Okay,
So you could always call up to the office. I mean,
yes,
Yeah.
call up here and we'll get a hold of him.
We're 8 to noon. I can get a hold of, Mayor's usually comes like in the fall to do the sewer cleaning, but he may have an
Well, he's-
idea.
he said who it was that they ran a TV or
Uh-huh,
a
yes.
yeah,
camera down.
yeah.
And they made a RAF or charter map or whatever it was. And I know about where it probably should be, but you start digging holes and then you're paying somebody out here with a backhoe and dig holes, and pretty soon you got, looks like a gopher patch out here, and you still don't know where it is. So
Yeah.
if we could come up with okay, because we're gonna start looking for something to live in for that time. So okay. That was the main thing I was looking for.
Just let us know when you do that, and then we can kind of gauge the 6-month time frame that Terry referenced and
Okay,
follow up on it
So-
then.
if we should run over, there's not a big problem.
No,
What would cause a problem is 6 months down the road, you haven't done a lick of work to the house, but you're still living in the camper.
Well, I guarantee you. Have you been down there?
No, sir.
The outside is cleaned up. Put a new roof on the house. We
Is it
found-
behind
Debbie?
Isabel Martin's house.
Okay, okay. Now I know where you are. Yes.
Okay. It doesn't look. We got some neighbors that maybe you ought to look at too then.
Yeah,
Okay? That's all I got.
I understand.
That's very true.
I understand.
And then so, okay, I can understand that, but I just, common sense says just,
You might want to come back towards the end of August, first part of September, and let us know where you're at.
well, and I don't know when we're gonna do it.
I understand.
I just, well, you'll probably know before anybody else.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll see you.
So, okay, thank you very much.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you for coming in.
You betcha.
Still under public concerns or comments. Anybody else? Floor is
Can you
open.
give us, Brenda Harris here, 306 North Main, can you give us the emergency contact number at the meeting now? For the city?
You have it right off the top of your head.
I mean, for gas, it's 911.
Yeah.
For a water emergency, I don't have that number for a water emergency. Gas is 911.
Okay, thank
I did
you.
look on the website and I couldn't find anything.
Oh, really?
For a
I
water
mean,
emergency.
Then we need to get it on there.
There's
We'll get it on there.
911, there's the non-emergent Wabunsee County Sheriff. And then I didn't see any other phone numbers for us. I
And I
don't,
don't know what happened to the answering service here at City Hall, but so people are not able to leave a message. I don't know.
oh no.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I mean, and this isn't just like your home phone system where you can record. So
Yeah,
I
because
don't-
2 weeks ago when I
I don't know
tried
if
to call
it's
you,
a
it-
programming
it's
deal
like
or
run
if the
from-
phones need updated, but
Would that be,
anyway.
could Chris help with that or no? That's not his wheel. Okay. Yeah, I clicked on emergency services and it really is
If you'll
just
give
like
me your phone number, I'll call it.
911.
Ma'am, if you'll give me your phone number, I'll call you and let you know what that number is as soon as we get it.
It is 785
Okay.
817 4721.
Your name was Brenda.
Yes.
I'll give you a call tomorrow. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Still under public concerns. Anybody else? Comments?
Terry, we need to put out there that I dug 6 tires out of the dumpster. That's not supposed to be in there. If they want to abuse it, then we're gonna have to pull the dumpster.
Sure. We'll make a post on Eskridge Watch.
I already posted.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else? Okay, moving on. Annie, department report.
Okay, I just wanted to give everybody a reminder that we're gonna do bingo this Friday at the Eskridge Seniors. The doors open at 6 p.m. and we play at 7. It's just $10 for the whole night. So you pay $10, you get 6 faces, is what they call them, each little sheet of bingo per all 13 games. At this rate, we'll probably have all cash games because that's where I'm going. We are going to have a chili night, so you can get chili and a cinnamon roll, chili dogs, chili Frito pie, and then we have regular concessions, chips and candy and drinks. Last year, our March game had 42 players, so it'd be kind of cool to see if we could top that. I think that's the best we've done so far. I'm hoping for 50 one of these times. That's my goal. Less exciting and less fun is I was going to update you guys. I did attend a virtual workshop in the end for the CDBG grant of $450,000. It was supposed to be in person, but we had the lovely snow days back to back, so they just went virtual. Fastest workshop I've ever sat through. They talk faster than I could even type, but I'm just very glad we have administration for this, so we don't have to worry about it so tightly. We do need to pay attention, of course, but there is some paperwork up front that we have to complete, of course, before we can actually do any work. It's CDBG, they're paperwork loving fools there. So the first thing we have to do is an environmental survey. Are you laughing at me?
Yes.
Which is pretty straightforward, but we cannot do any work at all before that's finished. So just FYI, that's why we're not actually touching anything yet. That's just one step that we have to get in compliance. The other thing is on the agenda, which are some policies to have on the city books, basically to make sure we're following CDBG's rules. I won't get into that right now. What else? So right now we're doing that environmental review. Then we're gonna work on design with the architect and the grant administrator. A few of the points of note that I got from the workshop. This is a reimbursement style grant, so we will pay the contractor fees first, then obtain the 80% match from, I'm sorry, not the match, the 80% from Kansas Commerce, which is CDBG, and then we pay the remaining 20%, which is between the city and the Eskridge Park Foundation. They recommend creating a file to keep track of all the documents. It has to be kept for at least 3 years, but probably longer than that. They actually recommended writing contact Kansas Commerce before destroying on the file folder. So just FYI. The official commencement date was March 14th. So 1 year from that date, we have to have all contracts in place for bid and the specs drawn, which sounds like a really long time. I know we are going to obviously move faster than that. But the total project completion date is 2 years from March 14th, 2025. And that includes everything, including final review. There is an in-person monitoring review after our first contractor begins work to ensure that we're doing the process correctly. And then again, at the end of the project to make sure we did them all correctly. Another point I found pertinent is that neither council members, city employees, nor their immediate family may benefit from the contract process, whether financially or through inside information. So just a heads up, if you have family that's contractor, we cannot hire them. And then contractors must be chosen by lowest responsible bidder. So every time we come to the table to pick who's going to be doing the work, that's the only parameters they gave us. If we don't choose the lowest bidder, then we just need to provide reasoning behind that. So do you guys have any questions for me on that stuff or on the grant itself?
What kind of help do you need from the city for the environment?
I think
Survey.
that there's no requirement on who does it. So I think I can get together with the grant administrator and actually just fill it out. So it's just a form that
Oh, we don't need to go around town and.
So no, I don't think so. She hasn't given me any other requirements at this point. So I think it's pretty basic. We
Okay.
just have to make
Alright.
sure we do it. I have notes about the other paperwork, but we'll get to that when we get to that.
And then get together with whoever for the ordinances you need passed by the city so we can get that taken care of too.
Yeah, and I think they're actually on the agenda, so we'll talk about it. We don't have to probably vote tonight, but that way you guys can look at it and ask questions.
Oh, there they are down there. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any trees that you needed removed down there? You don't have to answer right now. I just want to plain cut vote.
I do think there was one that
But that
is
would eliminate
dying.
your family.
We didn't expect, but yeah.
That would eliminate your family.
Only if it's paid for out of this.
Who else is gonna pay for it?
Well,
Same
right
thing
now
that's
we
always
don't
paid for it.
have
Okay,
trees
all right.
inside the grant as it is. So anyway,
Okay. Thank you.
Mhm.
Brett? You still with us, Brett?
might be on mute.
It wasn't.
No, I mean he might have muted, so he
Oh.
didn't make a noise.
Well, I guess we're not gonna hear from Brett on Devater Concrete.
Did
So,
he give you any paperwork?
He had me printed off, but then he looked at it and I don't think the funds are there because of the 50,000 that they've committed, that the city's committed to the
That's
park,
true.
so.
Higher than expected. For
Well,
the Main
there's nothing
Street.
in our, nothing in our.
No, there was nothing, because, I mean, and the picture wasn't very clear that he shared with me. I think it was like, I don't know, I'm not even gonna speculate.
That's fine.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you now.
are.
What can you tell us about Devater Concrete?
Yeah, I was talking, but you obviously couldn't hear me. So I got 3 different bids from Devater Concrete. And one was to do the east side of Main Street with curbs and gutters and sidewalks all brand new. And that bid was $48,000. And I got a bid for the west side. And he can only do it halfway because he's afraid of jackhammering around the ground where the Cook's hardware store is because he's afraid the building will crumble. So the half bid for that is $20,000. And then a sidewalk to the nursing home is $38,000. Did you hear all that?
Yeah.
Mhm. big projects.
What was the total amount for the nursing home again?
38,000.
38, okay.
From where to there? Brett, where's that sidewalk go to the nursing home? Where's
Where's
it?
it start?
Yeah, start.
It starts at the just past the bank. So it starts at Kim's house, Kim's old house, where Darren Rowley lives.
And the west side, what does that cover?
That covers all the way to the library. So from bank, Benji Foster's bank, all the way to the library.
And Dolly, last meeting had some concerns about going through her property. So is that in consideration as well?
It was bid out as a whole swoop, just because, obviously, if there's going to be cuts out that you save or whatever, that's going to weaken the concrete. So he bid it as one full thing. Because obviously, he suggested that if the whole side's done, the whole side should be done. But yes, Dolly came in with her concerns, and we can address them with her and talk to her again. I don't know if she's there.
She's
No.
not tonight.
Okay. Anyway, there's $69,000 in the city sales tax, so the $50,000 that we said would go to the park is going to be coming out of there at some point, which leaves like $19,000. So,
Currently there.
right.
Does he have a projected start date on any of this?
Well, he's going to be doing some other jobs in Eskridge here soon, so he's open to be able to be doing that in the next month and a half, I believe. So.
Okay, we need to look at future projections on our sales tax.
Well, and Annie, I guess my question, when does the park need the 50 grand from the city?
I don't think we actually need it until we start actually doing work. So it's something that we could project forward as well. So that'd be like for that half bid one.
Keep in mind that projected money out of sales tax like that 50,000 is already committed, so we really can't touch that.
Yeah, I do think, isn't there a problem actually doing that with the budget authority, basically? Or
I think it's
not allowed.
Brett, I'd have to look. Is the budget authority there, Brett?
I don't think.
The budget authority is $85,000.
Oh,
So I mean, the budget authority is plenty. It's just the cash. If you don't have the cash, you can't.
right.
You
And
can't
that's
commit.
something I'm sure they would break it down as we did stuff.
You know, and I would guess it's probably about an average of $3,500 a month that you get for sales tax.
That sounds right.
So, I mean, it would take a little bit to build that base back up to allow for a whole lot of expense.
Let's look at this again in 2 weeks. Any objections?
I think the only hang up would be Devader's schedule fills up. So that's when it starts to get fishy. I do hate that
And he's
these are
correct.
that they're all pretty major bids though.
I don't know what else to do about it, but I hate doing just part of the walk.
I do too.
I hate that.
I understand the concern though, and
I do
honestly,
too.
we have other building concerns as well. So I don't know if Main Street's even the best part to tackle. I hate to say that because it looks terrible.
No,
when
but
it
you're
needs replaced.
exactly right.
But
Sidewalk
make
to
any
the
sense.
nursing home is.
If I had
being
to,
used for years.
I would like to push the sidewalk that goes to the nursing home because I think it's vital to provide them a safe space to walk to and from.
I like that idea too.
I agree because I think everybody gets concerned with them walking on the road.
How wide was that sidewalk going up
It's 4 feet.
the whole way?
Yeah, the whole way.
Okay, there's personal property down in there too. Are they building bridges across any of that?
So There was already a sidewalk there back in the day, so it would just follow the path of what the sidewalk is. I think there might just be one piece that we would have to inform the residents there, but it would be all on, like public access, not like their private property.
Okay.
The bridge is something that you would need to figure out, but I was thinking like we could do something simple. It's like a wood structure bridge that's like, I don't know, 3 feet wide or whatever that goes in. It just goes across there with like concrete footings. It would be too expensive and break the budget.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions?
That's tough though too. Does the
Brett, that whole sidewalk stays on the west side, right?
Correct, it does.
so
You come down your side.
Makes more sense than having people cross the highway though.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, Brett, thank you for that information. Okay, Lisa?
Well, just briefly, I had reached out to a couple communities and local about our IT expenses that the $1,920 a month just seemed a little high to me. So I reached out to Burlingame and Alma just because they have similar systems to us. Obviously, this is just informational purposes tonight. And then I reached out to Dustin Kuntz at Harveyville Seed Company with what they have. Just to get some comparisons.
Okay. I think it's something we need to definitely look at.
Like I said, City of Alma, they have the exact same software we have too.
And
Burlingame, I'm not sure their software, but they have more departments, I guess is the word I'm looking for. I should use the word entities, but
what was the monthly amount for Eskridge is paying now?
we're paying $19.20 a month.
And it covers City Hall, water plant, anything else?
The computer at the permit office. We have 3 computers here at City Hall. The water plant has one, and then the computer at the permit office.
does this cover like the security that they put in place and everything?
Yep. So just something to consider, look at. I mean, I don't know where HTH Consultants is out of. I could reach back out to Patty Atchison is the clerk's name in Burlingame. Sherry Smith is in Alma. Like I said, Dustin Kuntz was at City of Hardyville. They've got 24/7 backup for their server. And, like he said 8 to 10 or up to 10 computers and the server is what.
And they take care of the maintenance of
Everything.
Good work.
Everything. So
Thank you.
I don't know if you want to discuss it the next meeting, give it some more thought.
I kind of would like to see, like, I guess a direct comparison
Yeah.
services that are available. Yeah. Because if they're getting the same stuff we're getting.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
23,000 we're paying compared to 9,200.
yeah.
Okay, thank you, Lisa. Julie Bisnet. Julie,
She's working on
I
it.
just took a drink of water. I'm choking on it.
oh. What do you have for us?
Hang on.
Well, and I didn't understand that you were gonna do this tonight, so hold on.
Well, I had Lisa print off that piece of paper that she wanted Mary Jane to do last year that Mary Jane did not want to do.
What was on the paper? I don't know what you're talking about.
It's
yet.
hang on. You'll see in a second. This is what Mary Jane and Kelly made me do last year, or that's what they came up with for last year. For the sales and whatnot, which is on the computer. And
These fees are not current, but this is just an example of what.
right. Instead of that piece of paper that's to me confusing, we can have this piece of paper that all we gotta do is make a mark that says, you know, weekly amount. And then, I mean, you could do your date totals, you know, and turn this in every week. Which to me would be, you know, I think it'd be a lot easier to keep track of, and then that way you guys would see how many resident fishing licenses or how many boat permits instead of that, because that other piece of paper, I mean, you can find it on there, but
Is that what she was using to fill in the sheet that we got?
I have no idea. I've never seen this before. I've never seen this one before. So
well, that's
don't
because
know.
we just turned them into Kelly, and
Let me see that.
You guys didn't bring them into the meeting. You just read to us off a piece of paper.
we just handed them when we made our payments.
I think that was what was on the printouts that we had in our packets.
Right, we just,
that.
It was just summarized.
yeah. When we would
But
make,
Julie has this proposed, I mean, they used that years ago, just FYI.
right.
Exactly.
It works.
I didn't want any of it handwritten. I wanted it all on the computer, but I was told
Well,
that
it
it
is-
prints wrong.
It is
When you
all
try to
going
run
to
the
be on the
report.
computer.
Okay.
I like this form. It's pretty simple.
Shows us all the info.
It just seems a little more, you know, plain. So you're not
We're just not overwhelmed.
right
This in my hand.
with the interest or the payments or
I'm over here.
Oh, he hates it.
Anxiety.
No.
yes. So is it okay if I go ahead and switch to
Oh, I was
using
gonna say,
this?
Not his.
It's
I
not
don't have
bad,
a problem
it's
with it, Julie. I don't know if
Yeah, no,
the
that's
council
fine.
does.
Because this is who, you know, I'm just gonna turn it in to Lisa. And everything's on your guys' computer.
That's fine, but do you need those names and things, or does Lisa need those names? I mean, that has actual people
Well,
listed, it looks like.
I'm
As long as you have that data is what I'm saying. I don't.
it'll be on the computer.
Okay. That's fine. Okay, I
Thank you.
All right. Anything else?
Thank you.
Anything else, Julie?
Yes, I need a new flag out there for my flagpole.
I've got one for you.
Listen,
And a light.
do we have a light yet?
and
How's your light working? Does it work?
the one on the
Well, I
outside.
ordered them from the lumberyard,
Okay.
but I haven't.
They just haven't come in yet.
That's
Been
not
told
what I
me.
meant. I meant your one that's supposed to be on all the time when it's dark. At the top of the pole. By your camper. Been our light up there?
I don't know. I'm not out there in the dark. I mean, I haven't been out there in the dark for a while, so I don't know. I'm unaware.
Well, it was having issues last time.
It had issues all year last year. Yeah, so I have no idea. And I do have a big water hole in front of the bait house like I did last
Where
year.
it sunk in from where they trenched. So you need to put some more gravel in that spot.
No, that's not it. There's a water leak somewhere again.
Well, they repaired it like a week ago.
I was gonna say Jim was up
That's
They repaired one over by the bathroom.
okay.
There's one right in front of the bait house that's a big sinkhole like it was last year.
Okay.
But I mean, they brought out barriers that keep blowing over in the wind. But so they're aware of it.
You've had wind?
Yes, it was a little windy. In fact, I put them again today and they blowed over.
On that.
Is your flag 3x5?
I think it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yes, it is.
Thank you, Julie.
I don't believe I have anything else. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, Rural Water District Number 1 proposed contract. We have people here from Good Deal. All right, guys, you're up. Our attorney's not here tonight,
Yeah.
and I understand that they,
I'll give you guys.
Yeah.
we have a copy of the contract.
We met on the 18th.
Okay,
With that, our board approved it, so if you approve it, we're done.
okay, all right. And I don't think Todd's left us any instructions not to approve it.
This contract is designed identical to Rural Water 8, which Mike is,
Simple, I like easy.
Have you
yeah,
read
I
because
mean,
it's
Mike,
simpler?
that was his preference, so,
Do we know what these edits are, or are they just?
you know, and I apologize, I tried to get those, not that it made any difference.
I can give you a copy of.
Was it just?
what the edits are on there.
No, we've got them on here. I just didn't know. Does it matter? Or these are just. Are these changes that you guys made, or no? Okay, that's all I was curious
I'm
about.
gonna
'Cause
guess
There's no
those were
note.
the suggestions Mike had him strike.
Okay.
I do not know that. I do not see what Mike's proposals were to Todd, so. But like I said, it's designed, the formula, which I didn't print off, is identical to Rural Water 8.
I'm good with it if the council is.
We don't know what Todd thinks of it.
He's good with it.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good, you know.
It's much easier to decipher than the original one that was made in the 80s.
Is this going to be reprinted with all the strikings taken out of it?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's just an option. to
Okay,
turn on, you know.
all right.
I would imagine so.
Okay.
They just print it this way so you can see what was changed about it.
Okay.
But I move to approve the agreement.
I'll second.
Okay, motion by Tim to approve the water purchase agreement with Rural Water District 1, seconded by Annie. Any
Yes,
further
we signed it.
discussions? Comments? Those in favor?
Just do my best.
Brett?
Mute it again.
All right.
Fell asleep
There's
again.
enough here that voted for it, so that's going to be approved.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
One question for you. If Todd does get you a copy without the blue edits on it, as soon as you guys sign it, if you give me a call, I can come pick it up and
Okay.
get Bob. So
You can hear me, I'm a yes.
And who's
We got you
speaking?
on that.
Jim Fordsman?
Yep. Yeah.
Is that your name? Okay. And does John Wall have your number or?
Yeah, John does.
Okay.
Todd does too.
Okay. Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Next up, doc application. Is Robin in the office?
Nope.
Not back yet.
For me, good.
Well, no. Eberts, if you'd like to stand and speak, I was just maybe a little bit of background that they bought Woodward's, they tore out because it was oversized because of the windows.
Correct.
And Robin did confirm that dock is
Oh,
gone.
okay.
She
Just
confirmed that with me
Is this
today,
the
too.
Tim's hated dock with the extension window or no? When you say people's names, I don't know who you're. Never mind. I thought it was
It was
different.
irrelevant. She just was asking for clarification.
I'm trying to figure out where we're at. That's what's going.
So we came, to a council meeting, our dock that we purchased from Jim Woodward, it was oversized, it had a window bump out that
I guess you're right.
caused it to be a foot too wide.
I remember this all now.
So you gave us till April 1st to do the demo work, and that's done, now it's within compliance.
Now you're wanting to put in the replacement.
Yes,
So you demoed the whole dock is already gone.
the whole
Not just
structure that was out of compliance.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I move to approve.
That's all it takes.
Who's second, Jason?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that was simple. Motion by Tim to approve the dock application at 421 East Flint Hills Drive, seconded by Jason. Any further comments, questions, concerns? Those in favor?
I need to add, and I will take responsibility. I failed to put, but I gave you the picture of a tree that they would like permission to remove.
It looks dead. Is it dead? I can't, I mean, it
It
could just
looks
still
down
be.
at the top. It leans, it's right on the
It is a little.
edge of the lake and it
Is
leans. When it falls, it will fall on my smooth dock.
I've seen it. I've been out there. It
This one branch
definitely
is
needs to
broken
come
off
down.
right here. This is dead because there's no twigs on it.
Yeah,
This all has twigs on it and it won't have twigs if it's dead.
but is it eroding enough that it's gonna fall out?
I couldn't say that for that picture.
Looks
Might
like it's
live
right
there-
on the
it might
edge
stay there
or,
50
yeah.
more years. The whole shoreline's lined with oaks that live right on the shoreline. That's an oak.
And those that are using the wake boats that are not supposed to be used.
No,
Using the what?
wake boats are not supposed to use. Is it leaning over the dock?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it looks like it's just on the edge of the.
Did we vote on this dock first? Did we finish that?
Yeah, now we're worried about
Okay.
cutting the tree down now.
That's how great my memory is these days.
Brett, what do you say?
He has a picture.
He's on mute again. We can't hear you if you're talking.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Now again.
Now we can.
I couldn't hear you guys really. So Tim, explain to me briefly what the deal is.
It's the tree that they want to cut down. Do you have a photo?
It was in his email.
I saw it. I mean, did Robin check it out?
She's not here.
She's supposed to have been back by now. When I checked it out, it looked like it was ready to fall.
If our double
You want
dumpster
to
hasn't
look at
checked it out,
Yeah,
we
I've
can't
seen it,
approve it
yeah.
yet.
I saw it when I went out there and looked at the excessive size of the dock. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
The window sticking out.
Well, I did ask Robin
That's
2
not a
weeks
big
ago.
deal.
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't-
Looks like shit anyway.
I don't have a problem with it being cut down.
It really does.
You're good with that or no?
Oh, okay.
Or do you want to look at it in person?
No.
Well, I mean, I did ask Robin 10 days ago to go look at it.
Okay.
If you're good with it, I'm good with it.
If it was a beautiful, straight standing tree that I thought's gonna be there and healthy for the next 50 years, I'd have a different opinion. But you can tell it's already dying off. It's not worth the battle.
Need a motion.
I'll move to approve the tree removal.
Second,
I'll say.
Since you want.
I wouldn't, but I won't play it.
Don't want your name on that vote.
Motion to approve the removal of the tree at 421 East Flint Hills Drive by the
I mean, it doesn't go.
Eberts, by Annie, seconded by Jason. Any further questions, comments, concerns? Those in favor? That motion carries. You have our permission to do so.
Thank you.
Oh, good.
Brett,
What's stressed?
yes or no?
Did everybody vote for it?
Yeah.
I'll vote for it.
Sheep.
Even Tim voted for it.
No wave Monday, that's what today is.
All right, last thing on the agenda, the CDBG document requirements.
Okay, I'm gonna make this slightly easier and say that if you haven't read it, this is just presenting samples. So we can look at it and say we want to change it. We can, there's just 3 things that we need to add to our own city policies to be in compliance with the CDBG grant. One of them is a procurement or purchasing policy. The other one is civil rights procedures policy. And then the other one is a code of ethics or a code of conduct policy. There's a few requirements, but outside that, But this is just what Governmental Assistance Services has provided us as like a sample. And if you guys want to read through them and we can sign or pass them next time, that's fine. I don't think there's a massive rush, but it is some, boring.
It's just one step that we can get out of the way right away. You don't have to worry about it. So
Right.
We can finalize that and do that next week, next thing.
So I guess just make sure reading through that there's nothing that you want to change. There was a few like minimal requirements like the code of ethics or conduct must prohibit elected officials, staff, or agents from personally benefiting, prohibits favors or gratuities, and includes sanctions or penalties.
Yeah.
And then the other one is the procurement policy must include small purchases, competitive bidding, competitive negotiations, and non-competitive negotiations. So
I don't see any problem with getting all that taken care of.
Just put it on for the 14th.
Yes.
Yeah.
You just need to make an official.
the other and that
official
weird
paperwork for it and sign it off.
last page of this is actually just a list of the tribal directory. We have to reach out to, I think she said all of these is how I read it, but maybe I'm wrong.
Because I sent her the
Letterhead. She's
she is
gonna
going
do
to
it.
do that. Okay.
Basically on our behalf, they're gonna reach out to these tribes. I'm not even sure what they're supposed to be asking permission for, but they're letting them know that we have this project and we're doing this project, and then they have 30 days to reply. I
If they want
think,
to bid on it.
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't even think that's it.
thought-
I think it's
okay.
just to let them know that we're doing it.
Okay. I thought it was
So
for the
bids?
opportunity to bid. I'd have to
Maybe.
reread your email again, or her email.
Tribes with interests in Wabunsee County.
She said maybe one might be kind of a pain, the rest probably won't answer. Not a pain, I shouldn't say that, I guess. Though they may require more from us than anybody else.
Oh,
The rest of them probably just will ignore us.
most of them out of Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this is the full list, but she did say the attached list we needed to reach out to, it sounded like.
When I built my house in '96, we had tribal from up north come in and do some work, bid on the property.
And maybe that's it. Maybe we're notifying them so they can bid if they want. I don't actually know for sure. But yeah, so we need to pass those 3 policies or add them into our ordinance or code. I'm not even sure which one it goes into. So definitely read through. If you feel really industrious and want to look up other versions, go for it. But I'm not real concerned. It just can't mention the CDBG directly. It's not supposed to be for the grant. It's just supposed to be something we need to have on our own, which is good. It's more protection for us, really.
Yeah, because you don't want them to think, oh boy, they got a CDBG grant, so we can jack up the price.
Well, that's
Probably, who knows? Anything else there, Andy?
no, that's good. If you
All
guys don't have any questions for me.
Okay, that's it. Mayor, council concerns. Anybody have anything?
Did we buy cameras yet?
They were supposed to be delivered Friday. They will now be delivered the 26th.
Who's going to install, and are we going to try to do some preventative measures so people don't walk off with them?
But you definitely don't want them accessible.
I know if we need to build a little cage.
Are you installing them at the lake?
Yes. But they're all.
I think nobody ever walk off of them. Them other ones have been hanging there for years.
Well, I've got one in my
I know.
lobby that nobody's
I know.
messed with, but it's from like 1982, I swear.
They just held them down.
You got a little federal
Seen it?
protection there too. You know, ain't nobody gonna mess with it,
Yeah.
in my opinion. They shouldn't anyway.
They shouldn't, but gosh. We don't have answers for those questions.
Who
I guess,
is
but-
installing them?
Oh, I got that important. Yeah, who is going to install?
Guess we'll cover that when it gets here.
I guess we can have that IT man or paying $1,900 a month to come out and do it.
I don't want to pay him even more to come out and do it.
Is he on a salary?
Have we?
I'm going to adjourn.
Have we? I'm not done.
Oh,
I'm
no,
sorry.
we're ready to roll.
Mouth was talking. Sorry. Have we had any other applications for clerk?
Have had some inquiries.
inquiries?
Dad just went out this past Thursday, didn't it?
Well, in my opinion, I still think we need to think about Kelly.
Okay.
She did an excellent job. I've been approached, like I said last meeting, I've been approached by many people that want her back.
I did read through her email, and a lot of that seemed kind of just, I mean, honestly, and I'm not even going to get into the personal.
No, that's
exactly, but I think she felt pretty unsupported in general, and I don't mean in the office, I mean by council. And I feel like, you know, she probably had good reason for that. It wasn't very supportive out here some of the days that we were meeting. It gets heated and we say things we shouldn't. And that happened quite a bit over the last couple of years.
And since
So-
that came to light, I think we've done a really good job of controlling that too, since then.
I do think.
So I think we
She made
need to
some
give
good
her another
points.
chance because she is very willing to come back.
Well, at this point, since we've got the ads out, I'm not ready to appoint anybody to the clerk's position just yet. But we'll keep that in mind.
I mean, we've had ads out for how long?
Just 5 days. Last Thursday.
It's been vacant for.
Today is the
4
24th.
months.
So the ad went out on the 20th.
Well, this time.
Yeah, this time.
We got it.
Yeah,
We had
We've
it
yeah.
before.
advertised it before.
yeah, before.
Saying, if we don't have an application in the next month, we gotta go with our best option,
I
because
see.
we're floundering without
By
a
next
full-time
meeting,
clerk.
not a month.
Okay.
Yeah,
Anybody
I
else?
think Lisa does fine.
Lisa does a great job.
Lisa would love to
Absolutely.
not.
Even
be-
half
I
time.
think, I think Lisa would like to not be used all the time.
It's one
And
thing
then
to
she's
keep
like,
up
I
with
want
the
to
daily.
retire.
Exactly.
It's one thing to keep up with the daily. It's another to do all the extra bits we throw on her too.
But I think I've kept up.
You have,
It's difficult though.
Anybody else? Anything?
Motion stands.
as does the second.
Okay. Motion to adjourn by Tim, seconded by
I'm
Jason.
voting.
She's ready.
Okay, those in favor? Adjourn.
Brad, are you in favor?
About 5
He's already
seconds,
adjourned.
sir.
Annie, you don't know how many times I go to make my notes and I want to put Annie Higgert.
I feel like maybe there's a, you know, a history there.
I do will always be Annie Higgert.
It's going good.
You know,
Yeah.
when I did daycare,
Actually,
people
I'm doing
used to
2 jobs.
pay me
I
any
drive a
year,
school
like,
bus
certain
and
pay on the check,
working here.
and the ladies at the bank wouldn't even catch it because they still think of me the same way. I did that to Terry too.
By the way, are you guys all aware that we got new keys for the office?
I'd heard.
So if you need a key to the office, you need to get with Lisa,
For the front door.
front door.
Lisa,
Why was that
Front
changed? The old
door
one,
and
Laura?
back door. What?
Why
Just
was
throw it
that
away.
changed?
It's so good.
Why was it changed? Because we got way too many keys out in the city that nobody has any control over.
I'm glad I knew that before I tried to get in for a meeting.
Did you try to get in?
No, I said I'm glad I knew that
Okay.
before.
You might get one tonight.
Well, a little bit. I'm still have to be careful. Some days I still have to use my cane and some days
Some days you're spunky like today.
I don't know.
But major improvement
Key in
compared
front
to a
door,
couple
if it don't
months
work,
ago.
throw it away.
yeah, except for my
Throw away
memory and
the-
comprehension stuff. Yeah,
Wasn't it
exactly.
silver? That gold. Previous.
Probably mine was silver. I mean, it just depends on what they had when they.
I try to read something.
I usually
Yeah.
Watch the empty dumpster.
I can get to the end of the sentence.
Yeah, they will
And I
read
just don't understand what I
and take the
read.
folder.
Or I don't
We'll put it
remember
on-
exactly what I read.
Sally said she put one on Esther's watch, so we can put it on
That's
the
interesting.
city of Esther.
And
I think it's his chair.
I did.
And it,
Oh, fences.
it's because while she worked, I was a nurse. And I was in charge of the whole unit. And, you know,
No tires.
now I can't even
blah, 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 blah. I said, please don't read
The
this.
beauty of age.
Oh, we may not have it. And so when you texted me that there was tires, I immediately put it on there.
Well, I'm running over to Daisy.
Have you ever stayed?
I immediately put it on there. Reminder, no tires.
Continue
Well,
to use.
when I threw-
I did
Continue
not,
to
but
use
I
this
never really
policy,
noticed
we'll have
her.
to dumpster.
When I threw stuff in there yesterday, I climbed up on the bed.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Two tires at that time. Sally said there were 6 of them.
I was gonna say, I bet
she
you
was
looked
looking
in.
There's 4 more
Just-
since yesterday.
Did you notice?
Since yesterday, 4 more.
You know how to do with tires at our house.
Actually, Cody's small one.
Did by my house lately.
Oh,
I heard you guys up there.
cool planners.
My dogs were raising Cain because they could hear
Get
you.
dog ears all around the wood, and put it all, screwed them into the tires and filled them up with dirt. Dirt and mulch.
It's a good way to do potatoes, apparently. 'Cause
Yep.
you can lift a
Then pick the
tire.
tire up.
You know, I had a bunch of tomato
About
babies that
messaged you
buried tough
yesterday and
that
told you to tell
they were
Clark
laid,
to tell.
they later hay, dirt, tails, hay, dirt.
I fixed the
And so he was gonna give that.
I already got it taken down and out the food. I'm like, I gotta
Better way to
finish
plant
this.
tires is to
Cause I
dig
gotta
it,
kennel them back up.
lay the spuds in there and cover them with straw or hay or whatever, and just water them.
I know, I.
And then you don't have to dig it up, dig on those tires and mess
Grab
with
the
it.
plant by the throat, pick up all your taters.
Yeah.
I've seen a couple of videos of